Hey, what's up everybody? StepMac35 here, bringing you guys a new video. And a kind of sad video, to be honest. A couple of days ago, it was announced that E3 will no longer be making a comeback. E3 is officially dead at this point, and probably won't be able to come back. And that really sucks because I loved E3. I always loved watching the shows and seeing the game trailers and the developers going on stage to talk about and announce a new project. E3, especially back in the day, always had this atmosphere around it, and I was always just hyped to see it and what all was going to be shown. I still remember when I first found out about E3. This was back in the day on good old G4 TV. Man, do I miss the old G4. But anyway, this had to be in, like, I believe 2005 when I first started seeing commercials for E3. And I was like, oh man, this sounds awesome. I still remember that one specific commercial they would show every year for E3. If you've seen it, you know about it. That dude that was sitting in his chair going, "Believe it or not, I'm watching E3." And he was like, "Watching G4 from my beautiful chair," or something like that. That was a funny commercial. I still remember that commercial all these years later, and that song is still like stuck in my head. You know, E3 was like an early holiday for gamers. If you were a gamer and really into gaming at the time, you know, you were looking forward to the E3 season, which was in like May or June or something like that. And plus, you know, that was around the time when you'd get out of school for the summer, so you could just sit at home and chill. Man, oh man. Man, I miss those days, dude. And I just had to tune in to watch that. And every year since then, I was hooked on watching all the E3 coverage on G4. God, I miss those days. Honestly, I haven't even been watching the last few years E3s. Like, just the things about gaming and the industry these days just doesn't, you know, really excite me as much these days like it used to. I mean, I still enjoy and get excited to play games and stuff, but, you know, the way gaming is these days, and you know the certain types of games that get made, and I just have no or minimal interest in playing, so I haven't bothered watching any of like the shows or showcases of gaming events these past few years. And from what I remember hearing about this last E3, apparently I didn't miss much. The last E3 was pretty trash from what I was hearing about it. But the one thing that majorly sucks about this announcement, and the biggest realization, is that, well, I've always wanted to go to E3. It was always a bucket list kind of thing for me to attend at least one E3 in person in my life. I loved watching it on the TV, but it was always a dream of mine to go to it at least once, and to be there in the audience live during one of the company's showcases, to walk around the E3 floor itself and see all the booths and maybe get to play a few games or something, and you know, just do whatever else you were able to do and see at E3 then. E3 just seemed like this damn near magical place, even with, you know, the large crowd of people and the long lines that would be there for stuff. Just being able to be there in person, walk around and engage with people and in the industry just seemed so cool, and I always imagined being in that. Heck, I even imagined showing off one of my games on the stage at some point. But with the death of E3 now, that's just not going to happen. Some people will say that the concept of E3 is outdated now, but like, the whole thing was just one big event for gamers to kind of come together, you know, regardless of whichever console you decide to play on the most. Just come together and celebrate games and get excited for what was coming out in the future. You know, sure, it's easier for these companies to just drop a trailer on YouTube or social media and be done with it, but you know, E3 was just different. Like, the trailers and announcements just don't hit the same like they could when, you know, watching it through that. I don't really know the best way to like, explain it, what I'm trying to say or anything, but it's just not the same. Especially with the way E3 was done back in the day, or even back in like 2015, 2016 E3. Man, I mean, maybe now with how E3 has gone these last few years, but the conferences of old, nah, you can't beat that. But yeah, I just decided to do a video talking about E3 since I saw what had happened. Rest in peace to the once great Electronic Entertainment Expo. I'm StepMac35, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a rating, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.
we'll give it some time.
G4 live at E3.
Believe it or not, I'm watching E3. I never thought I'd get in so easily. Watching G4 in my beatable chair. What will I see? Believe it or not, it's E3.
The biggest, baddest video game expo, live on G4.